Hi everybody and welcome back to my modeling channel. So today I'm going to build that Revell 737-800 on a scale 144 from Revell. That's an old tooling and I got it just out of the box. Just purchased it like that on the eBay. So I have no instructions, but based on my previous experience it's not going to be a big issue. So let's open the box and see what we have on those screws. So we're gonna make a kit review and then I'll show you which livery I'm gonna make for that aircraft. So let's start with the clear part. The clear part is pretty neat. There is landing lights, so will be located just on at the wing root and the cockpit. There is no clear part for the passenger's window. But for this I'm going to use some micro crystal clear later on, or what I will do is I will use some decals, but that's one of the options you have will be offered to you. So let's pick up the first sprue. We have a half of the fuselage, the left part. We had the engine exhaust, the main landing gear wheelway and the nose landing gear. We have the flaps fairing, the nose gear door and the main landing gear door. Some fans were related to the engines, some winglets and a regular wingtip as well for that aircraft. So the details is all the panel line are inside, so that's gonna ease my work later on to build that kit. You can see as well that you have a couple of antennas. But what I'm going to do most probably is I'm just going to rip them off and rebuild them a little bit later on. Now the second sprue is the other half of the fuselage. Then we have the engine main body with the pylon. We have the anti-ice as well, so as long as the engine fan. You have a couple of details for the outflow valve, I would imagine, and the nose gear. And the main landing gear were located here with the wheels. So that's not going to be a big issue. And the last part, the last sprue, is basically the wings. The wings separate three parts. The under part is, the lower part is in one single piece, and then you have both of the main parts on the extra door. And then you have the horizontal stabilizer, two, and they are in one piece each. So for these, I'm gonna build that aircraft with some decals from 2.6 Decal, if I remember correctly, and it's a Caribbean airline livery. I found it very colorful. As you can see, you have a beautiful bird on the tail. So I think I like those colorful livery, as you could see on my previous models. So we're gonna use this one for the build. So enough of talking, and let's start building. So we're going to start this kit by preparing the fuselage. So I will have to prepare the fuselage itself, and there will be the nose gear wheel bay that will have to be added in the front of the fuselage. After that I will add some modeling paste, as I normally do, to put some some weight on the nose of the aircraft. Like that it will not sit on its tail. So I will do all the adjustment, and then we will glue the fuselage all together. So we will finish the fuselage by putting basically the cockpit windows and the APU exhaust as well. So after that we're gonna start proceeding with the wings. So I will glue initially both wings together, and I will be using some clamps to keep the proper dihedral and to have the proper shape. Then what we will do, there is the main landing gear wheel well, who is going between those two opening doors that you can see, and then we'll have to let this dry for a little bit. While the glue will be drying, we'll start to prepare the exhaust of the engines, and it's made out of two parts. Then we will prepare the main landing gear wheel well, and then I will fill up all the windows as I'm going to use decals. So my personal technique is I fill those windows with glue, let it dry, and then I cover it all with some putty. Now I'm going to reshape the winglets, as the Revell winglets provided in the kit are completely wrong. So what I normally use the ball die, then I use my razor blade saw, and I will cut basically the winglets to the proper dimension, and then I will use a file to remove all the edges, the sharp edges, and try to make something look like a leading edge. So that's require a little bit of time, but it's pretty easy to do, to be honest. And once this will be finished, I will start to fill the gaps on the fuselage using some Tamiya white putty. So I will cover all the windows as the glue has dried, and I will fill up also the gaps between the fuselage and the cockpit window and the APU intake. After this, we're going to start working on the wings, and we're going to remove all the edges and make sure, and in between my cat Nugget came to pay us a little visit. Actually, I have to remove him quite regularly from the modeling table. So after that, we're gonna prepare the flaps fairing, and there is some numbers, so following the procedure you'll be able to get a good result. Then we're gonna paint the engine exhaust with a metallic paint, and then after we're gonna fill the gaps on the winglets, and then the long and painful time of sanding down and removing all the extra putty from the fuselage will take place. After finishing this, I realized there were still some more gaps on those passenger windows, so this time I used a grey Tamiya putty. It's more or less the same, but at least that gives me a difference in tones to see where there is more things to cover. And whilst this will be drying, I will start to remove all the extra putty on the wings and the winglets. After that, we're going to start working again on the fuselage to make sure that all the gaps who were not correctly filled are removed, and so I will be using different type of sponge and sandpapers, and to make sure that everything is fitting correctly. Once the result will be correct, I will glue the wings to the fuselage, and for this I will use that Tamiya very ultra thin glue, and then I will let it dry. I realized while I was gluing the fuselage that I had some issue with the diagonal of the 737, so I had to add some a little bit extra tape, and basically this is the technique I use to get the proper diagonal basically. And that again, I let it dry I let the glue set up for hours, and then the result was perfectly fine. Now we are going to paint those fan discs, and for this I'm using the same color that I'm using, the same mix that I'm using for those Corruga. It's a mix of gray and metallic paint, and I will be using that as well for the air intake. After that, we will fill up the gaps between the wings and the fuselage. Of course, let it dry, and while this will be drying, we will finish the assembly of the engines. So as you can see on the aft part of that engine, I use some weathering technique, and basically it's a little bit of that makeup tool, and I'm adding some burn color to the exhaust of the engine. Now we are going to remove all the excess putty on the wings and the winglets, and some parts. Normally I regularly have that issue with the 737. The end of the flaps is always a little bit difficult. There is quite of a gap, and the best way, I'm using that scalpel knife to be able to remove the excess mastic or the excess putty I have. Now we're gonna fill the gaps on the engines and of course sand them down to have the proper shape. I left the cowlant TIs that I will assemble toward the end, as it will fit directly on the engine. It has the perfect fit, so I just have to paint it in a silverish color and then it will fit perfectly. So we're gonna now finish our wings by adding both of the engines, and we also will apply some more navigation light on the back of the winglets, and then we will fill the gaps on the engine, adding some grey Tamiya putty. Of course there will be a little bit of sanding after that, and the plane should be almost ready to go to the paint booth. Our aircraft is now ready to go to the paint booth. So initially I will prepare a coat of Corrugator, and that's the mix of grey color mixed with some aluminium color from Tamiya, and I mix it as well with some thinner. It's about 50% thinner, 50% paint. So I will have to do both sides of the wings and the horizontal stabilizer. After that I will start painting a light grey coat for the wings and the horizontal stabilizer and the underbelly of the aircraft. So that's the color of Caribbean Airlines. And after that we will apply a nice coat of metallic paint for the leading edge on the tail and on the AP. After that I will use a clear white color for the rest of the fuselage, the engine and the tail. So this is now the last part of the painting process, using the XF1 matte black for the tires. So we're going to paint the tires of the aircraft and then let them dry, and we will be able to start the decaling process. So for those I use the 2.6 decal. The decal were pretty soft, pretty good brand, easy to work with. They were still quite fragile, I have to say. They broke in a couple of parts, but nothing really too difficult to handle, as they were quite fragile because of the big surface. So as the surface is irregular, so I had to do a little bit of extra work, a little bit of trimming. As you can see, I had to cut some extra parts on those decals to be able to get the perfect fit. But I have to say that I was very pleased with the end result. So after that I used some Microsoft Microsol decal solution, and that's really helped when on the irregular surface. So after that I put all the titles and finish all the decaling process from those, and I add also the Revell extra decal that I have on the regular sheet to put all the static ports, the pitot tubes and all panel doors. So we now are going to finish the last touch-up of that model. So I will add the engine cowl anti-ice, and of course I will start to add the wheels as well, as I would have prepared the undercarriage a little bit earlier. We're now doing the last touch-up, fixing the gear doors, and do a little bit of weathering on that aircraft, as airlines are rarely very pristine condition, except when they leave either the paint shop or the maintenance shop after a deep cleaning. So for that I use also some wash from panel wash from Tamiya, and that was the black one, as they have a different colors as well. And then as you can see, I don't let it dry completely, then I use just a cotton bud to remove the excess wash and have that sort of sandy or dusty trail. So this is the end result of that Caribbean Airlines 737, and I hope you enjoyed that build with me. I really enjoy actually building that model, and if you did so, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you soon for another build review. Thank you for watching.